to Ready, Steady, Cook. If you ever wonder, by the way, after all the programmes we've done, does the food really taste any good? I can honestly say we haven't had anything that's tasted horrible, I promise. The chefs are so genius, and the chefs today are Paul Rankin and Brian Turner.
Oh, nice thing to say.
Well,
Isn't that a nice thing to say?
pure genius, you boys. Well, of course, today could be the first day.
Turner's cooking.
We got a sweet, obviously.
I don't know. I never know what's in the bags. So, shall we meet the first contestant who's going to play Ready, Steady, Cook? Hello, John. Lovely to see you.
Hi, Anthony.
Now, Brian, this is John from Lewisham,
John?
who's told us that he does quite a bit of the cooking at home.
Yes, I like to do my best, you know, do what I can.
Not much of the housework, I understand.
No, there is that, yes.
Which is strange, because pushing a Hoover's not too difficult.
Well, yes.
I think it's easier than making Italian and Indian that you do.
Not much fun in it, though. Is there?
Open up the bag, show us what you've got, and why have you brought it? Aha! Oops.
Whoops.
Right, what have you got?
I've got a nice piece of cod because we like eating it, but I never know what to do about cooking it, really. It's just sits there, doesn't look like anything, and I thought maybe see if we could do something special with it.
If I was a cod, I'd be offended at saying that.
And I got these yellow oyster mushrooms because, well, I've never seen a yellow mushroom before, and I wanted to know what you could do with it and whether it stayed yellow. That's the other thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're lovely.
All these trendy mushrooms, and they all taste the same anyway.
Yes, that's right.
Nice sweet potato.
That's a sweet potato. Sweet potato, I know the traditional thing, get it, mash it up, put pepper and all that in it, but I wondered if there's anything else, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm looking for new ideas, really.
Yeah, sure there is. So am I.
Red pepper, red onion, and a nice red chilli.
Yes,
how much did all... Oh, yes, go on.
I got one of those because I found one in the bottom of my fridge the other day and thought, I wish I'd used it. And
So do I.
it's not actually that one.
So do I.
I've got a new one.
All right.
I think we all have a shrivelled something in the bottom of the fridge. How much did all that cost you?
£4.06.
Oh, very good. The saving of 94p there. Very good indeed. OK, now then, while you think, let's meet the next contestant who's going to play Ready, Steady, Cook. Hi, Jane. Lovely to see you. Now, come and meet Paul. Paul, this is Jane from Sawtree in Cambridgeshire, which is a very nice place, isn't it? It is. Now, I understand your husband calls your cooking rather boring.
Yes, boring and predictable.
Boring and
because
predictable.
I always use mixed herbs and oxos, really, and everything. And oh, not again.
Nothing wrong with
So
that.
what have you got in the
Yeah,
bag?
you use good ingredients, I'll perk it up.
That's right. Right, what we've got here is... Just talk about without
Carrots,
saying it.
carrots,
Absolutely.
leeks.
Oh, sorry. Right, chicken, because we eat quite a bit of chicken at
Yes,
home. And
all those little
stir-fry,
tiny little strips, yeah?
We have mushrooms, because we cook quite a few mushrooms. I've always had them at home. Leeks,
Yes.
which we always have. Carrots again. And I've never ever cooked with puff pastry.
No, nor that.
I've never
Looks
made
like
it.
stir-fried chicken under a puff pastry lid, though.
Absolutely, yeah.
Sounds good.
New Oriental cuisine.
How much did that cost you?
£4.74.
£4.74. Right. Help yourselves to the larders, gentlemen. As you know, you may need a little bit of that old stock cube. So, Brian, what are you going to cook for John?
Well, I love fish and chips, so we'll cod's perfect frying fish. We're going to batter it in egg and double cream and mixed herbs and chilies and fry it. And the sweet potatoes we're going to make pomme sauté, not pomme frite, in butter.
That's just a different shape, then, is it?
It's
Pomme
actually
sauté?
different taste, different
Oh.
shape, but lovely. And then we're going to make a little compote with the mushrooms to go in the middle. And I think what we're going to do is going to put some of the chilli into the batter so that the fish is just spiked up, so that we don't actually need laying parents over here today. We'll survive, we'll survive.
That sounds good. All right, John?
Yes, very
Happy
good,
with that? Good. Now, what's you going to cook for Jane, then, Paul?
Well, one of the styles of cooking that I really enjoy nowadays is the sort of East meets West thing, and it is a challenge, you know, when you put puff pastry in front of this and you still want a sort of Eastern slant on the whole thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a sort of East meets West Big Mac type thing.
Yeah.
You can't talk with your fudge sauté type stuff. But so we're going to make little burgers with some of the vegetables. We're going to give it that sort of Eastern spice.
Ah.
We're going to roll out our pastry nice and thin. We'll make 3 little layers. and we'll garnish it with a nice sort of garnish with the leeks, etc.
So instead of
And
the
a little-
bread bun,
A
the
little
puff
cream
pastry is
sauce.
going to...
Absolutely. And it's going to blow Branton away.
Is it? Well, let the audience be the judge of that, Mr. Rankin.
Come on.
And you can be quiet as well. They can turn on you, you know. Right, when I say these words, you do have only 20 minutes. So are you ready? Steady. Cook. Don't forget your apron, John. It's the most important bit of equipment to show which side you're playing. That's it. So what goes on first then, Brian?
Well, I'm just going to get the potato ready first, and John is going to quickly take the pips out, the chilies and the pepper, so we get that out of the way. Got a pan on there. The fish won't take many minutes. It's this potato here we've got to get out of the way. We need a knife. Choose your weapon, young man. Whichever you like, which you're going to have.
One of these little small ones.
Okay, right, fine. And we'll just... In fact, have you ever eaten sweet potato skin?
Well, no.
Neither have I. Shall we try it?
Are you saving time?
Yeah, well, I just think it's just a nice colour. It just gives it a nice...
Yeah, see, it's
It
nice.
makes
You've
it
got the red
stay
onion
round.
and the red peppers and the...
That's right, so we'll have a... So, and I want plenty of this. I want to make it look like a flower, floral arrangement. So we put those in there.
So what, they have a quick boil up?
Yes, I'm not... If Ainsley was here, I could find out how long it takes to cook sweet potatoes, but I don't actually know that myself. So,
Careful.
Get a phone. So I'm just going to just blanch those off when I fry them off.
So it gets slightly soft, ready to...
Exactly.
Okay.
You all right
Cod,
there,
does it
Sam?
need the
Yep,
skin
yep.
taken off?
Right, yeah. Well, you know what? Oh, look, that's a bit of a cheat. See, it looks like a perfect piece. Have you seen this, Mr.?
No, I haven't. We've been.
Look, they've
cotton
got that,
bit.
and then what they've done is they've took the skin underneath there. We're not going to use the skin. I thought we've got a lovely fillet there. And
Well,
you've
still
seen
all
this
right.
before, haven't you? How to take the...
Yeah. Just whiz along.
All you do is just keep the knife still. I met somebody the other day who did a good impersonation of people doing this. I can't remember who, she went awful full of herself, but I can't remember who it was. And I'm actually going to take that, in that case, and put it into some more water,
Yeah.
just to make a little bit of stock.
Oh, that was
So we
handy.
might just make a butter sauce to
Okay.
help us.
Okay. Ah, Jane. Roll the thing. That's very thin. 18 minutes left. You've had 2 already.
You
So
keep
you
an eye on
spike
for me,
it
please,
before
Sarah?
you...
Yes.
I
do you
see.
like it?
Do you want to... Well, it says, why do you spike the puff pastry? Gov?
It's because I wanted to sit a wee bit flat, you know. We'll maybe do 2 types because
Not
we're
get
going
too
to
much
cut.
air in.
We're going to cut 6 circles and see which one turns out the best. It really
Okay.
depends how much shrinkage is in the pastry, you know. So we're going to cook one that's like, well, maybe they're actually both the same size. Now what we'll do, we'll prick one and we won't prick the other one. So we'll see which one looks the best.
Selection.
All right, so these couple are not going to be bricked.
Well, no, we're going to do 3 each.
Oh, right.
You know?
Oh, so you're serving for 2. Oh,
Do you ever have a
right,
Big
right.
Mac?
I'm afraid so.
So we'll cut that in half once you get it rolled, prick one side, and then the other 3, we'll keep them plain.
Okay.
Yeah?
Did that get greased, this sheet, or is it okay?
No, it doesn't really need it. I mean, one thing about puff pastry, that when you want your puff pastry to rise, you don't grease it because you actually put water on your sheet because you want it to stick to it. And that gives it a foundation to puff, you know, to get up there.
But you haven't put water on that.
No, well, I mean, we want it just to sit flat.
Oh, yeah, of course we
Yeah,
do. What about the
yes.
3 that we don't? We want them to puff up.
Well, it wouldn't stick to that anyway because it is a sort of non-stick surface.
Got himself out of that one, didn't
I
he?
made it. I
What about
made
the
it.
other thing about really at home, should you let this rest a bit once you've rolled it out, as usual? Or is that only short crust?
Very much so with puff pastry. You should try to let it rest. Although with a lot of the store-bought varieties, they seem to be a little bit better with the shrinkage than some of the other ones.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I just noticed Brian Turner drinking over there already.
Yeah.
What are you drinking? It's only water, it's all right.
Are you sure?
Yeah, what's
Are
your
you
grating?
sure? I'm just going to put some vegetables in it. You know, it's nice to have alternatives to the beef burger nowadays.
It
I think,
certainly
you know,
is.
and so we've got some mushrooms, we've got some carrots, and what it's going to do, it's going to add moisture to the chicken burger as well as flavour. I mean, it's a nice selection. because these are sort of classic mirepoix vegetables, the chicken, the mushroom,
What's
the leek.
mirepoix?
Well, mirepoix is a classic turn, and we would call them aromatics perhaps in English, and they're adding flavour to your stocks and to your stews and things like that. So it's going to work with the burger.
Okay, and
You
you
know?
fringe this leek beautifully. Hang on, before you chop away, look.
I cut it in quarters, and
Kept the root intact.
Yeah. And that just helps you wash it. I mean, it's more hygienic to do it this way, rather than cut it up and have all the dirt on your board. It's a much safer way, and it's a much more professional way to do your leek.
Yes.
This way.
You could show off with Auntie
Yeah.
Mabel with that, couldn't you?
I need a bigger knife here, so I'm going to show off
Okay, show off even more.
one of my big knives.
Okay. And chop this really...
So we're going to get it nice and fine, because we're going to mix it in with the chicken, of course.
Uh-huh.
You know?
So it's going to be... and then you've had 5 minutes, believe it or not. You've got 15
Yeah.
left. And then the chicken stir-fry, are you going to mince that?
No, I'm going to make a burger.
Yeah, I thought burgers were minced.
Yeah, I'm going to mince the chicken, yeah. Excuse me. Hello.
I think I just asked him that.
Yeah.
Good. Going to mince the chicken. Good. And over here...
We get on nicely here. I'm just going to cook this chilli off quickly to put that into our batter. That's a fish stock. So I put all my fish trimmings in there
Just with a bit of water.
and some white wine so we don't lose the flavour.
No water, just white wine.
Water and white wine,
right.
bit of both. And John very kindly prepped this chilli.
Took
Remember
all
when
the
you've
hot
done
seeds
chilli,
out.
that's right, all the hot seeds out of it. When you've done chilli, always remember to wash your hands afterwards, otherwise you could be in awful trouble.
Good man,
Well
John.
done.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just put that in there just to quickly sweat it off. Don't want to colour much, I want to keep the red colour, but I just want to make it slightly cooked. Just to take
Yes, it
that
goes
rawness
yellowy.
off it. And we'll use that, well that's the butter. It's just
14 minutes left.
Okay, so what we've got here, we've got eggs and double cream, and John's just going to chop that. There we go. I'm going to chop the
Fennel, dill.
dill, that's right, and put that in there, and then we'll pass the fish that I got here. Cut the fish into scallops,
Yes,
nice
ooh,
and
very
pieces,
nice.
through flour, and make little pieces of, and dip it in there and just fry it, okay?
So hang on a minute, John knows what's in here then, don't you? How many eggs went in there?
2. And,
2 eggs.
It's double cream.
And there was about
And some of
an
that
eighth
fried
of
up.
that was used.
Yeah,
It's
it's not much,
down to
yeah.
about there.
Yeah.
So 2 eggs, a splash of cream, the chilli that was very quickly cooked
Fried
in a
a
bit
little
of
bit, yeah.
butter. All
And
that
some dill
poured in.
here.
Nice
Huge
dill.
quantity of dill.
Yes, oh yeah, he likes it generous. Mind you, would you want some saved?
Brian, do you want all
So
that
held
dill
back.
then?
That's all going to go in there in that one, because I've got another idea for decoration today.
Oh.
A really unique turnerism.
So,
Oh. I thought we'd seen all your unique
Bang,
turnerisms.
unique turnerism.
13 minutes left.
Right, okay, put that all in there and
Okay.
clean the board down, because we need to chop that pepper up and get that on the way.
Okay.
Ready, and the onion ready to make the compote of
Is
pepper.
that dill chopped enough?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Yeah, lovely, excellent. So the potatoes have been boiled a little bit.
They look
Just
lovely, that look like apples, look.
putting them in the colander.
And they
Yeah,
dry
they
off,
do.
dry them off nicely.
Excuse me.
It's all that
Could you be a bit quieter? Is this the way?
Okay. Can you do a bit of Kiki D now, please?
Oh,
Let's go.
Yes, no. So if
on.
you haven't got a mincer, you just do that.
If you've got rhythm, you can do this.
Ah! Well, now, of course, Jane does. She's a fantastic singer, aren't you?
Absolutely.
You earned money singing, professional.
Yes, yes.
And,
there you go, my darling.
What kind of voice have you got?
Rock. I sing rock.
Do you?
Yeah.
12 minutes left, by the way.
Right, okay.
12 minutes.
Bit of a belter.
And I understand that you did go on Opportunity Knocks a couple of times
I
for the
auditioned.
audition.
I auditioned twice and I didn't
With
have to get
Huey
through.
Green or?
No, with I'm being a spring
Oh.
chicken. Yes.
Who's Huey Green? I've never heard.
Too young. I think it was Bob Monkhouse who was doing it actually.
Yes,
at the
that's
time.
right.
But I auditioned twice, once in Peterborough I think it was, and the other was in Surrey.
Hmm.
But I never got through. I was about 21 and 23 at the time. So.
What about
still
doing your
proud of-
party piece then? Are you in a fit state to do a party piece over here?
No.
Oh, yes. Come on. Come on then.
What do you want me to do then? Do tap dance or
No, come on. A song. Both of you. I'm putting you on the spot.
She normally does Kiki D, so you know, Kiki D and Elton John do that one.
Yes.
Don't go
Alright then.
break Emma. Well, I
Okay.
can't sing, so you have to do that with.
Brian?
No, it's got to be you. This could get you points. Come on.
Don't go breaking my heart.
Yeah.
I couldn't if I tried. honey, what's the words?
It doesn't
Maybe
matter.
you're not that kind.
Maybe you're not that kind.
Hey, very good, very good. Right. Now, you've mixed into... hold it. In this bowl went how many eggs?
In this bowl went 1 white, because I used the white, you know, let's be thrifty in the kitchen. I used 1 white that Jane had cast aside for her egg yolk glaze on the pastry, which she
Oh,
did
right,
so
right.
beautifully.
Okay, so you egg yolked the pastry, which has gone in the oven, which is puffing up now as we
Uh-huh.
speak. So you put the white of 1 egg in there, plus a whole egg.
Plus a whole egg, a little bit of curry powder, a little bit of cayenne, and a
Yeah.
little bit of ginger, and
Yeah.
a little bit of fresh basil.
Ooh.
Tasty, eh?
Very tasty. And that's the leeks, the carrots, the mushrooms, and your brilliantly minced chicken.
Yeah.
Which is that what you do at home, just do it with 2 sharp knives, that's
Yeah,
it.
but you need a sharp knife for it, otherwise you just bruise it.
Yeah, you
know?
want to get straight through. By the
Yeah.
way, you're halfway, gentlemen, halfway.
no.
So that's all going in there. Did you put a bit of flour in there too?
I put a bit of flour, because it is a wee bit wet. I
Yeah?
probably need more chicken.
Ah,
So I'm just going to keep tightening it up.
okay. Well, you add away and we'll
Yeah.
come back and see the texture in a minute. Good singing, Jane.
Thank you.
Very good.
But apples are coming on nice.
Your plums.
And the potatoes, they're colouring. Look, they actually cook quite nicely through. And they got a nice colour. Can you see that colour?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
a nice colour, so we'll just turn them over individually. Got the pan on here now. Going to put some
And
onion
are
into here.
the potatoes are cooking in pure butter, are they?
No, it's oil and butter, is that?
Olive oil, sunflower oil.
It's sunflower oil, because they tell me that's
Two flavoured.
the easiest one I can get hold of these days. Right, a bit of red onion chopped in there.
Yes.
Can I just put those peppers in there, please?
About a third of a red onion.
And then
The red peppers are
It's
beautifully diced, John.
it's doing a good job into here, yeah.
Yes. 9 minutes left now.
Right, just a bit more chopped onion in there.
And over here, the fish, if we can just have a quick
Put it through
look.
seasoned flour. And then
So
into
salt and pepper in the flour.
That's it.
And then into the eggs, the cream, the dill, and the fried up chilli.
and salt and pepper in there as
And
well.
salt and pepper in there. And you're just letting it rest in there.
It's just to get it out of the way. We needed the board.
Oh, you haven't bothered just
No,
scooping them around yet?
it's all ready to go, so that we'll fry that.
Okay.
And it probably take us 3 or 4 minutes to do that because they're small pieces.
Yeah.
My fish stock's coming on nicely here. A bit more white wine in there
Yes.
to make the sauce when I get a chance.
Yes.
I need to now firstly turn all these over. You nearly finished, Chef? So you finished, just put it in here, please. will you? Turn
Have a
those all
talk with
over.
John. So John, you
Chop, chop,
are...
John, chop,
Yes, you've got to chop, chop, as you know, it
Chop
gets very
and
cross.
speak, that's the
Yes.
difficult part.
Chop and speak, quite right too.
It's okay
You're,
for a
you're a
chef.
journalist,
I am, yeah.
and I understand you covered one of the strangest stories you've ever come across.
Yes, that's right. Yes, this is when I went to Sweden to visit the Swedish Royal Ballet, where they're having problems because 8 of the ballerinas were all pregnant at the same time.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
As you can imagine, this caused a few problems for them, you know, Swan Lake and all that, lifting up.
So they sent you from London to cover a story in Sweden.
Yes, that's right, yeah, for an English magazine.
Have you finished chopping? Because he
no,
won't like you standing
No,
there.
he won't really, no.
And it isn't too fine, just keep going. Huh? Why do you
Okay.
disrupt all these young people?
Well, I
want to
was
talk to
doing
him.
well to start with. I got distracted.
And so while you were over there, you found all these poor pregnant ballerinas.
Yes, I was supposed to kind of find out why it happened, of course.
Why did it happen?
Well, I mean,
Oh, come on!
I think, Fern, we all know why it happened. But
how
I
it
find out
happened,
why
but
it all,
why?
yeah, why it all happened at once. Well, the reason it happened is it's to do with they'd reached that stage in their careers, they were all ready, and there was a change in the Swedish social security laws, which meant it was a good idea to have a baby. So it was a bit of a baby.
Oh, well, that was good. Yes, yes. 7 minutes left. 7 minutes. Now, these yellow oyster mushrooms gone in whole
Right, put the rest of the peppers in there.
into the finely chopped pepper, the finely chopped red onion, and sunflower oil again. And have you put something sort of spicy in there as well? What's your name? Careful.
Double cream into that pan there, please.
Was there anything spicy that went into these mushrooms and
No,
peppers?
we've got the peppers, the onions, the garlic,
Ah, garlic. That's what it was.
salt and pepper, and
Yep.
don't overcook them and they'll stay a nice colour. I'm just going to season, I've seasoned them at once. I'll season
Quite
them
a
up
gentle
again.
heat.
Yeah, I'm going to turn that heat off now.
And the big frying pan at the
cream's
back
going
is
to-
for...
The big frying pan is because I'm going to do the fish now if you've only got 5 minutes left.
Yes, you have. 6 minutes left.
6 minutes left.
And this cream is heating up for
To
your
make the sauce, and I think we've got everything on. Potatoes are ready, I've taken those off.
Right, you're under control, aren't you?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, he's trying to be very cool over there. Now, what are you doing?
Just making some nice little carrot shapes.
Well, Honey Bunch, you've only got about 5 minutes left.
Well, they're on cooking already. They're nice tender spring carrots. They're beautiful.
Okay.
No problem.
You haven't boiled them previously or anything, they're just
No.
nice
Here we go.
pinch of water.
Brilliant. I'll take a look
Those
at the
little burgers,
now.
they
They look
look
tasty.
nice. What was the seasoning again? Curry powder, cayenne and
Curry powder, cayenne, ginger and basil.
ginger and the fresh basil.
Yeah. Because, you know, in the Far East, you know, people think of basil as an Italian herb. But really, it's used a lot in Thailand as well, and they have their own type of basil, sort of fragrant Thai basil. And it's got a slight anise flavour. It's wonderful
That
stuff.
sounds good. What about the purple basil we're starting to see in the shops now? Does that taste any different?
that is the Thai basil.
That is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
It's magnificent
very good.
stuff.
5 minutes left now.
Okay.
Bit of oil in the pan to do the rest of the mushrooms.
Just
Because you
going to add a
grated
wee
some
bit of
into
water
the...
to those. A wee hint when you're doing your mushrooms, a wee bit of water will really bring them on in their cooking.
Yeah?
It'll really sort of, and it means that you have to use a wee bit less oil. You know, which is great nowadays when we're also health conscious.
So,
It sets the place on fire as well.
you've got to be looking really well. Cream is bubbling away for whatever. The
Yeah.
pastry is there to begin to look like cricket balls.
Yeah, looks like we're going to get. Looks
They
like we're
look
going to
alright.
get burgers no matter if we want it or not.
Oh, that's good. What's the cream boiling away with? Is there anything in there?
Well, I'm just about to fix that up. You know, one of my favourite little sauces, the quick sauce to do at home, is just some boiled cream with some chili sauce. It's so delicious and a little bit of
Boiled
herb.
cream with chili sauce.
Now, I don't have chili sauce. We don't have chili sauce here, so make your own. A little bit of tomato ketchup, a little bit of Tabasco, and I'm going to put some basil and a pinch of ginger in it as well.
So that carries the flavour through.
Yeah.
Further.
And
And
it-
then you drizzle this around the edge?
Yeah,
or-
I'll just put it around the edge.
That sounds good, doesn't it? Now, Mike, your husband, couldn't find this boring, could he?
No.
Boring and predictable. He's pulling a face over there. No, it
You
will
don't
be delicious.
fancy that, Mike?
He's laughing hysterically now. You did put a great deal of Tabasco in. How many drops did you...
Oh, chili, you know. We all like chili.
Do we?
A wee pinch of ginger from over there, please.
More ginger. Mushrooms are coming on beautifully.
So,
Now,
all right.
Jane, your big
Yes.
thing, when he stopped asking you to drop bits and pieces in the cream,
Yeah.
is to clear this up a bit, find the knives and forks, glass of wine, plate, you know,
Yeah.
you know the system.
All the stuff I forget to do.
Just, well,
Every time I
well,
forget it.
because you're coming up for about 3 minutes, so...
Oh, good Lord above.
Okay. Ooh, that looks nice too.
Right, just get the whisk and stir that in there.
3 minutes now.
Don't be silly, Fern, don't be silly.
So the boiling cream has
Right,
got
got the
a couple of
potatoes.
lumps of butter in it.
That's okay. Potatoes ready to go.
Salt them up nicely. Pity that, so the red skin, the answer is, the red skin doesn't stay red, John.
It doesn't. Oh, what a
Well,
shame.
it's a lovely shade of red, is that? For
Well, it's
goodness sake? Isn't that
crispy.
red, everybody? See?
You don't have to agree with him.
Yes, you do.
That looks very nice.
Thank you.
Good, so that's your little daisy.
Okay, that's that. Fish is nearly ready. That's to go in the middle. Right, sauce. I want just a drop of vinegar in there because you can't eat fish and chips without vinegar.
Vinegar in the sauce. So did you strain the fish
Fish
stock?
stock into there, a drop of white wine, double cream, and now butter.
And that butter and
Touch
a
of white wine vinegar,
splash of
salt and
vinegar.
pepper. Don't
and the dill.
overcook the cod either. I know you don't. Do you like underdone fish? No. No. But cook it through, but don't overcook it, otherwise it'll break up.
So do it
So
gently.
we just come over here. Right, just keep your eye on that for me, please.
John, I know you don't like the housework, but plates and knives and forks would be really good. And you can help yourself to a glass of wine.
Oh, right.
2 minutes left now. 2 minutes. There's knives and forks.
Two wine glasses and some
under
wine.
there.
Never mind
Oh, I
the
see.
knives and
Serving
forks.
plates. I think he's doing plates, so that's okay. But knives and forks. Wine and glasses are over there. The last few seconds now, as we head off to the last minute. They look good. Nice
are,
and
it's
firm,
great.
aren't they? Nice
Yeah.
texture. Oh, and you're doing
Just putting some leeks in.
leeks and
It's
carrots
something,
quickly. Yeah.
something that I like to do
Nice colour.
is to cook them in very little water, you know, so you're keeping all the flavour in there. Okay, look, these have popped up, which just shows that we really should.
Even the ones spiked.
These are quite good, but
These are the spikes, and
Yeah.
those are the nons.
yeah, we're just going to
That looks all
have a
right.
little bit less. You know, that one's quite good.
So you're going to use just
definitely-
lids.
Definitely the ones that were pricked turned out a wee bit better, didn't they? Yeah.
Only slightly.
Oh, we're nearly there.
1 minute now! 1 minute now! We're very well organised here, Jane. Got everything sorted. Now let's watch him build this up. Brian's finished! I'll ask you about that in a minute. Here we go, building up the chicken. 45 seconds. This is going to be enormous. Way! The mushrooms, the leeks, the carrots, they were lightly boiled and now quickly into the fried mushrooms. 30 seconds now. This looks great. Sauce going on at 25. 20 seconds. Oh. 15. 11 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop cooking. Very good indeed. Ah, well, the audience are already thinking who's going to have won today. So, Brian, first of all, what are you going to call it?
Well, we're going to call it cod and sweet potatoes sunny side up.
Very good. Now, John, I want you to tuck in, please, because you're going to be asked how it tastes in a minute. The raw ingredients were the cod fillet, sweet potato, yellow oyster mushrooms, red pepper, red onion, and a red chilli. So, Brian, what did you do?
Basically, we've just blanched and sautéed the
May I
sweet
just take
potatoes.
that off so we can have a little
You
look at
certainly
it?
may, Stanley.
There we are. There we are.
So we blanched the sweet potatoes and we sautéed them in the butter and oil. Cut the cod into scallops, taking all the bone and skin off, pass it through double cream egg with dill and a bit of flour to make it stick.
And that bit
shallow
of
fried
chilli.
it. And the bit of chilli, yes, don't forget that. Don't forget the chilli. And then in the middle, it's just a compote of onions, red pepper, and those still yellow oyster mushrooms. And a little bit of burblon around the outside with thyme in it. It's really just a very simple
There's a bit of
peasant
garlic
dish
in
that
it,
they eat in Yorkshire every day.
And how's it taste?
Oh, it's delicious, yes.
Is it?
It really is, yes. Some of the vegetables are not very well cut up, but I think I blame
Oh,
the labourer for
You
that.
don't have to blame anybody. Now, Jane, this is your chance to really tuck in. Go for it. What are you going to call this, Paul?
Well, we thought something like Mike's Unpredictable Chicken might be appropriate.
Very good.
Yeah.
Mike's Unpredictable Chicken. The raw ingredients were... You bought stir-fried chicken, which was cut into strips, which you then minced, button mushrooms, puff pastry, carrots and leeks. And what did you do?
Oh, I thought you were going to keep going there. Well, we did decide on doing a little bit of sort of East meets West, so we gave the chicken a sort of Asian spicing, and that was a little bit of curry, a little bit of ginger, a little bit of chili, a little bit of basil. We'll just pretend it was Thai basil. And then Jane rolled out the pastry beautifully, gave it a little prick to make these nice little thin puff pastry lids. The little chili basil cream sauce we made very simply. A little bit of tomato ketchup, a little bit of chili sauce, a little bit of basil. And then we very simply cooked the vegetables.
A bit
And
of ginger in the sauce too, wasn't there?
Yeah.
How does it taste, Jane?
Absolutely beautiful.
Is it?
Lovely and spicy.
Ooh, well done, Paul. Okay, you decide who the winner is today. So will it be green peppers or red tomatoes? Would you please vote now? Well, it's close, but green peppers have just pipped it. Congratulations. John, there's £100 to spend on food with our love. Well done you, Brian. It's excellent. Now then, Jane and Paul, it was blooming close.
It was very close.
It was extremely close. So thank you very much indeed for coming, Jane. You go home with our hamper for two, which will be very nice for you and to Mike to enjoy when she put baby Jack to bed. And thank you, Paul, very much. And thank you too for watching. Without you, it'd be nothing. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.
Hide a camera and you're bound to get results. Oprah next here on BBC Two.
4 hours home helper week.
But it's on the brink of closure and says it's ready to win back readers from the market leader Time Out. Meanwhile, another competitor is about to enter the fray, as Amanda Harper reports.
Fresh speculation about the future of City Limits magazine came in this week's trade press. Reports of resignations, falling circulation and staff taking a 50% wage cut have fueled rumours that the 9-year-old listings magazine could fold. In the burgeoning magazine market, City Limits faces stiff competition. With a circulation of just 20,000, it desperately needs to increase its market share. Its main rival and circulation leader in the capital, Time Out, has a circulation of 88,000. Next week, a new free listings magazine will be launched. The Good Times magazine has a projected circulation of 60,000. Its editor left City Limits to launch the new magazine last July, claiming her position was untenable.
I had a lot of rows about, what my job as editor meant. I felt that as editor, that means you basically are responsible for the whole magazine. A lot of people felt that that meant that I was in charge of features and I had no right to say anything about anything else. City Limits is a co-op in terms of management, but in terms of its editorial, it's always been a hierarchy, and I think people didn't understand that.
City Limits was born in 1981 after a protracted strike at Time Out. Bitter and disaffected journalists left to form the new magazine under a workers' cooperative. Time Out editor John Morrish says the image of City Limits is all wrong.
In a way, it's like reading something, it's like The Guardian, it tells you what to think instead of just presenting things and giving them to you. I also think it looks dull. They've got a lot of production difficulties, budget things, which mean they can't look so bright as we do, really.
City Limits admit they're in a competitive market and are being squeezed, but they dispel rumours of possible closure.
Over the 9 years which City Limits has been publishing, we have had many reports of our imminent demise, none of which have come true, and we don't expect these circumstances to be any different. I think there are people who might like to see City Limits go, but in fact we've got a very strong team, we've got a very strong position in the market. I know that there are lots of gossip and rumour about City Limits, there always has been, but the simplest way I suggest is that they try the magazine. If it's not to their taste, then fair enough, but they may find something in it that they like, and they may find that they're...
City Limits, the London's listing magazine, was published today, possibly for the last time. The weekly was launched 9 years ago in opposition to the well-established Time Out. Now it's in the hands of the receivers, the victim of intense competition and the current slump in advertising. Its future depends on a search for a new buyer. Kerry Swain has this report for us.
The phone at City Limits has been ringing all day with messages of support. Staff are working as normal, but they know that their jobs are on the line. Today's edition of the magazine could be the last. City Limits is in trouble after a big slump in advertising revenue. The banks have called in loans of £96,000. The magazine can't find the money. The receiver has been called in and an urgent search is underway for a new buyer.
Somebody probably already in the magazine business who maybe has 2 or 3 titles already and wants to add a listings magazine to that range.
It's pretty depressing, really, that we just had a 9th birthday and it looks like whatever happens we're not going to continue as we have in the past.
I was a founder member of the magazine, so I've been here 9 years. And of course it's sad, but I think the other thing to do is to remember the achievements of the magazine.
City Limits was launched in 1981 by journalists who left Time Out magazine following a bitter strike. It's a cooperative jointly owned and run by its 50 staff. It's one of 4 listings publications in London and the one with the lowest circulation, down from 30,000 in the mid-1980s to only 20,000. Arch rivals Time Out, who lead the circulation war, say City Limits may have to rethink its radical image to survive.
Well, I think in a sense some of their attitudes are a bit old-fashioned now, really. There's a kind of distrust of having fun, I think, in the magazine. I think our readers tend to be slightly more kind of hedonistic and certainly interested in going out and enjoying the kind of artistic life of London.
But City Limits say their style is popular and there is still a market for the magazine.
I don't think anyone would deny that over the last 10 years there's been a lot of things in London which needed a campaigning magazine, needed a magazine which looked behind the hype, behind the PR, which uncovered the scandals about London and which also showed people where the real entertainment was. I think City Limits over 9 years has proved that there's room for City Limits.
All staff can do now is wait and hope that a buyer can be found. Kerry Swain, Thames News.